nobility. Ollie danced through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did she know what fate had planned. Ollie, Ollie, the wandering candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down. Escape from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. From luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack. Contracts and bylaws, she knew them all. Her litigious prowess made bureaucrats fall. In mazes of paperwork, she find a way to bend the rules and save the day. A holy symbol in a divine dream. Not all in the tower is as it may seem. A true the tower across the land. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined, sometimes leaving the present behind. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined, sometimes leaving the present behind. Library cat, shrouded in mystery, follows Ollie through every history. With glowing eyes and silent paws, it guards her path without pause. Ollie, Ollie, the wandering candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down. Escape from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Cut from luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack.
Oh, hoist up the sails, let the winds take a clip. For Thaddeus Turnpike commands his ship. A lord of the waves, a sailor so bold, with magical powers and a heart of gold. Behold, Thaddeus sailed the endless sea, with little Boo-Boo as wise as can be. Through tempest and tide, they roam far and wide, the Turnpike legacy, their unfading pride. From the mighty Turnpike line he hails, with the lineage of captains braving the gales. A scion of seafarers fierce and grand, with the smell on his lips and the sword in his hand. Behold, Thaddeus, master of the spell, with little Boo-Boo through heaven and hell. They dance with the stars, they flirt with the dew, their laughter echoes in the ocean's blue. Now for his mate, little Boo-Boo's his name. Together they soar in fortune and fame. With little Boo-Boo, his talents wrapped in light, they summon the winds and the stars to their fight. A curse of great power, a gift or a bane, Thaddeus wields it with little to fame. A rogue with a charm, a sailor with flair, he faces each curse with nary a care. Behold, Thaddeus, the sea's arcane knight, with little Boo-Boo in the pale moonlight. Through whispers of magic and the salt-laden air, the Turnpike adventure none can compare. So sing of the Turnpike, the legend, the tale, of Thaddeus and Boo-Boo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journey's just start. The sea's in their blood, magic in their heart. So sing of that Turnpike, the legend, the tale, of Thaddeus and Boo-Boo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journey's just
Salonia's fields a halfling stood tall. Sea gray eyes a fighter's call. With Fiona's love and Angus' smile, his world was bright for a little while. Oh, Harold Gray with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. From Zakar streets to golden fields, their family loved the greatest shield. They dreamed of wonders near and far, and on a list beneath the stars. Oh, Harold Gray with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. Young Angus fell on distant shore, while Fiona's kiss would come no more. A drunken noble, a vengeful blade, left Harold's world in darkness laid. But from his grief a purpose born, to honor vows that he had sworn. The list unfolds a final wish, a blade resisted a gutted fish. Now Harold roams through joy and strife, to live for three in one short life. From mountains high to oceans deep, this solemn pledge he vowed to keep. With bowler hat and iron will, he faces each task with hard-won skill. For every deed he sees it through, he feels their love forever true. And when the final task is done, when every battle's lost and won, he'll close his eyes, his duty clear, knowing his loved ones drawing near. In afterlife they'll meet again, their love eternal, free from pain. The list complete, their dreams fulfilled, a promise kept, a future will. Oh, Harold Gray, your journey's long, but in your heart they're never gone. With every dream that you fulfill, Fiona and Angus are with you still. down to nobility. Ollie danced through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did she know what fate had planned. Ollie, Ollie, the wandering candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down. The stick from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. From luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack. Contracts and bylaws, she knew them all. Her litigious prowess made bureaucrats fall. In mazes of paper would she find a way to bend the rules and save the day. A holy symbol in a divine dream. Not all in the tower is as it may seem. A true the tower across the land. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined, sometimes leaving the present behind. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined, sometimes leaving the present behind. Library cat, shrouded in mystery, follows Ollie through every history. With glowing eyes and silent paws, it guards her path without pause. Ollie, Ollie, the wandering candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down. The stick from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Cut from luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack.
Oh, hoist up the sails, let the winds take a grip. For Thaddeus Turnpike commands his ship. For good on the waves, a sailor so bold, with magical powers and a heart of gold. Behold, Thaddeus sailed the endless sea, with little Boobo as wise as can be. Through tempest and tide, they roam far and wide, the Turnpike legacy, their unfading pride. From the mighty Turnpike line he hails, with the lineage of captains braving the gales. A scion of seafarers fierce and grand, with the smell on his lips and the sword in his hand. Behold, Thaddeus, master of the smell, with little Boobo through heaven and hell. They dance with the stars, they flirt with the dew, their laughter echoes in the ocean's blue. Now for his mate, little Boobo's his name. Together they soar in fortune and fame. With little Boobo, his talents wrapped in light, they summon the winds and the stars to their fight. A curse of great power, a gift or a bane, Thaddeus wields it with little to fame. A rogue with a charm, a sailor with flair, he faces each curse with nary a care. Behold, Thaddeus, the sea's arcane knight, with little Boobo in the pale moonlight. Through whispers of magic and the salt-laden air, the Turnpike adventure none can compare. So sing of the Turnpike, the legend, the tale of Thaddeus and Boobo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. The seas in their blood, magic in their heart. So sing of the Turnpike, the legend, the tale of Thaddeus and Boobo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys
miscellaneous fields, a halfling stood tall. Sea gray eyes, a fighter's call. With Fiona's love and Angus' smile, his world was bright for a little while. Oh, Harold Grey with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. From Zakar streets to golden fields, their family loved the greatest shield. They dreamed of wonders near and far, penned on a list beneath the stars. Oh, Harold Grey with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. Young Angus fell on distant shore, while Fiona's kiss would come no more. A drunken noble, a vengeful blade, left Harold's world in darkness laid. But from his grief a purpose born, to honor vows that he had sworn. The list unfolds a final wish, a blade resisted a gutted fish. Now Harold roams through joy and strife, to live for three in one short life. From mountains high to oceans deep, this solemn pledge he vowed to keep. With bowler hat and iron will, he faces each task with hard-won skill. For every deed he sees it through, he feels their love forever true. And when the final task is done, when every battle's lost and won, he'll close his eyes, his duty clear, knowing his loved ones drawing near. In afterlife they'll meet again, their love eternal, free from pain. The list complete, their dreams fulfilled, a promise kept, a future will. Oh, Harold Grey, your journey's long, but in your heart they're never gone. With every dream that you fulfill, Fiona and Angus are with you still.
Oh, hello there. There you are. Hello. Welcome back to You Are Legion, the D&D game where you, the audience, that's right, all you in there, get to join in and be a part of our story as the gods themselves. My camera's moved, you can tell I'm reading. Feel free to use those eternity crystals at the bottom of your chat, right down there. You can give a PC or NPC advantage or disadvantage on any roll. Remember to write in which roll you want to affect. My name is Coy, I'm going to be your game master today, and I am joined by some awesome people you may recognize. We got Michael Keane, playing as the halfling Harold Grey. Last last we saw Michael, he was painting Warhammer, and he's doing it again, but he's also playing D&D. We also have Sean Boyd, one of our S's. Sean Boyd as the Blue Dragonborn Elric Diameticus. Also just leveled up to 12. Big things are abroad, and not just his shoulders. Claire Hogan as the Noble Kender, and the Cleric of the World Tree Zivlin, Arlie Candlewick III. Juniper Arlie Candlewick III, I believe, the full name. Claire, welcome back. It's a long name. There's probably a couple names I haven't.
It's because she's a noble. Nobles have to have all the names, or else you're offending someone in the family.
I think Kender have
Or you're in a Chekhov play, and there's like 20 different names for every character.
Oh my God! Yeah, it reminds me of like
inside,
Spanish
real
noble
tight
names.
Inside baseball there. Sorry about.
No. I'm having like PTSD from Chekhov, where they'll refer to like an Anton the whole time as Shelyevich, and then like throw in the Anton once, and you're like, wait, who is he again? Sorry, I'm off topic. Last but not least, we got Gabriel Lilly joining us again after a long break. Welcome back, Gabriel. It's so awesome to have you back. Welcome.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
We have Sam Gilroy, who should be joining us in a moment. He's just offline somewhere in the great. Well, you might have heard this country. They had a big protest saying that they don't like kings over the weekend, but I think that's as political as we get on this podcast. So you'll see Sam in a little minute, and let me actually close this intro screen so I can see my own players, because I don't know what's going on. Hey, there they are. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. We are back in the Sanctum Sanctorum, where we just... Oh, and let me turn on some music, because that's such a fun way to get at least me going into the mood here. I'll turn up the... let me find...
music to set the vibe.
A little music to set the vibe. I got our classic... This is kind of almost our brand at this point. I'll turn it down a little bit for us. But yes, this kind of quasi... forlorn horns that we got going on. Amazing. The party had just returned from the great abyss of stars, the astral sea, where trudging through the remains, the not complete corpse, but partial remained corpse of a god Havoc. Hundreds and hundreds of yards long, this corpse floating through the astral sea that had slightly ossified itself and petrified, but inside the still beating, petrifying heart of this great god, the party found themselves and ended up in an epic battle against some black oozy messes that both split and reassembled and couldn't die and engulfed our party. That was 4 sessions of combat that we got ourselves through. That was the longest that I've ever been a part of. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm seeing it on your face, Gabriel. That's what we all lived through. It was long. It was a toil, but the party survived. Got really close to not making it. I'd like our players. I think you can all share like a cool thing that you or a party member did, or just you can. Now's your opportunity to rage, if you need to. Let's start with Sean, because you did some crazy stuff.
Well, yeah, I don't want to self-aggrandize, so I just want to call out not necessarily crazy, but just clutch things. There's so many clutch things that happened in that game, but Claire, like not being able to see, then throwing the whatever it was called,
Arcane
spiritual
eye
or whatever it is out there into the room, and then like casting. It wasn't Dimension Door, was it? I don't remember how you got out of that thing, but you actually set one
Misty
spell
Step.
out there so you could see the target. Huh?
Misty Step.
Misty Step, yeah. I thought that was such a good use, such an incredible use of like chain power. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I have a problem, I'm gonna situate it there, and this is gonna solve that, then it's gonna solve that, and then I'm back in the game, baby. I thought that was totally clutch. I mean, there's 1,000 things I could pick with Keen for sure, because he fought everything alone there for a hot minute. But yeah, that was one of the images that really stuck in my mind for sure.
Totally. And we might be getting into that, I think, within the role-playing of the game, as to Harold being left alone for quite a period. So we won't do too much table talk of that. But yes, Vikavar reminds us that the most humble of us, Aelric, he decided not to mention that he jumped into the ooze at one point because he made a tactical decision that, I don't know if I could survive the next attack, but what if I go in first? And then you recovered the section of the piece of the segment of the 7-section staff, which is the whole reason we were there to begin with. Claire,
100%.
Claire, Arlie, anything that you thought was super awesome in that combat or worth just releasing a little bit of tension that maybe had built up over the last few weeks?
I mean, I think it really influenced my level up. Like, I think if we hadn't had this combat, I like there were just other feats that were kind of more mystical that I was drawn to. But I was just like so annoyed that after like exactly what Sean just described, like I cast Arcane Eye because I knew the room, and then I was able to see my way out, and I was able to Misty Step, and then I just immediately in the next turn the thing just dropped on me again. Shortly thereafter, and like I lost concentration and I couldn't see out again. Like, and it was just, and at that point, like I was so wrecked that like I was done. Like Arlie was done for without the party. So now I have a war cleric, war casting. So so that
justified
hopefully
in
I don't lose
gameplay.
Concentration.
Totally makes sense.
So-
Totally makes sense. Arlie just got real close to the edge. It's like, I think there are moments when I have to double down on this focus.
Yeah, exactly. Just like I may have ADHD, but I can do something about that at level 12.
Yeah, pop some pills to start your combat. It lasts 8 hours of focus. Incredible. And Michael, anything from the combat that sticks out in your mind from Harold or anyone else?
No, it's a great homebrew, Coy.
Thank
I
you.
think credit to you. I know you're doing book now instead of kind of going off script so much, but really good job. It was incredibly annoying monster to fight, so I think that's a KPI for you. And you really hit your numbers this quarter, buddy. It's a good job.
Oh my God! Wow, thank you.
I mean, there was serious talk after the first week about this being a TPK. Like serious talk.
Yeah.
Like, it did not look good at the end of that first week's worth of fighting. I can't believe we made it another 3 weeks or whatever the hell it was.
It's crazy. And just to shout out Sam and Thad, who also did some crazy shit. Double dimension door, being able to teleport without sight, grabbing Arlie blind inside, getting her out. Just some epic stuff. You can go back and check the archives if you want to catch all of those 12 hours of combat. It's too much. But Gabriel, it's been a minute since we've had you on as well. And seeing as we're doing a little catch up, what's been going on? I heard you had a podcast? What's up?
I do have a podcast. Slightly different vibe. I have started a podcast where me and my best friend talk about books. But not just any books. We talk about smut.
Fantastic.
My partner
It's
just
pretty
read
great.
The
It's
Bear. I don't know if you know
Yeah.
about that
Oh.
classic from the 70s.
Gabriel, are you familiar with the Omegaverse?
No, I'm cutting this off. We're not going into the Omegaverse. This is not one of the multiverse of the Legion canon. It is not. Okay, taking us back to the same sigil segment.
Questions. I had follow-up questions. Are we looking at romantasy or are we like? Anyway,
I favor a romantasy. Let's be real. I like a romantasy. Although we branched out a little bit. I was in Scotland for a spell, so we're doing Outlander next. That's very exciting.
Amazing.
But yeah, we wanted it to be like a sports broadcast, so we break it down into different segments. Like, how blush worthy is it? How spicy is it actually?
Wait. Okay. What's it called? You have to plug it right now.
Are you the play commentator or are you color? Are you color commentator or play?
I don't know.
Okay.
My actual sports knowledge is really weak. It was inspired, okay? Inspired.
I love it. Are you the guy who's
But
like,
we're called,
he's like, that's a great maneuver, or are you the guy who's like, we haven't seen that since the '72 rookie season by?
No, I'm the great maneuver, and then my friend reminds me that it's in every book we read, and I'm like, stellar move every time.
Love it every time. It's just a classic pick and roll.
time.
Yeah, okay, but what's the name, says Alberta J88, who's definitely going to be
proper plug.
subscribing.
So mostly it's actually a YouTube channel to be made into a podcast proper coming soon, but it's called Smut a Girl Wants.
Smut a
That's
girl
excellent.
wants, smut a girl needs. The
Exactly.
sequel, and smut ever makes you happy, sets me free, is the trilogy.
All true things.
All
All
true.
true things.
All true. It's canon. Love it.
Yeah.
And you have one more subscriber at least confirmed through Twitch. Boom.
Love it.
I love this. This is Book Talk is the future. The future is the past.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of
It's
weird
definitely
time.
a cult.
It's a cult? It's
It's a cult.
Then you should definitely check out the Omegaverse. But getting back to D&D, guess the most I could do is bounce off of that. We are not falling into that pit. Welcome back to the Sigil Sanctorum, the Sanctum of Magi, where not even the Omegaverse can penetrate. Here in the Sanctum, this is the...
Really poor choice of words.
Damn it. Abort. Here in the Sanctum, now that we're getting into our magical, mystical vibe, I think we should switch back to a little bit more of a little nebulous mood, possibly. Here we go. And here in the Sigil Sanctorum, this is the pocket universe, this kind of space between spaces where Morden Kanan and Wyhan and Dr. Merlin Brown, the three wizards of the three towers, the red, white, and black towers of the wizards' towers, are able to stay in secret and safety while they pursue their arcane arts. And this is where they have invited our party to rest and prepare in between, well, chapters of this campaign. And where we left our party last, they had just come back to the Sigil Sanctum and all gone pretty directly to sleep, making sure that they all get their long rest. It was a lot of combat, a lot of energy expended. Is there anything that you think each other, myself, our guest, the audience should know of what happened in that period when we arrived at the Sanctum before we went to sleep? This is to our party here. Anything that I'm
Fill me in.
yeah, one of those like last week on.
Well, last week on, we made the big escape. We did a quick Elric did a quick calculation, made a bold move to call a hasty retreat, bolted out, taking kind of everyone with him. Everyone followed. We went out into the dimension whirlwind, and a clutch. I don't know what was going on with the wisdom saves from Elric, but for the first time ever, he actually made wisdom saves. One with a natural 20, but he found a porthole the size of a manhole cover or something out in the middle of the vast emptiness, and we all flew through there. We came through one at a time. Elric held on to Arlie as we bolted through and then took the hit so Arlie wouldn't take the hit, and then everyone else did like a superhero landing, and then we basically just took a big exhale at the end of it. We busted our ass to try to beat that monster. We were about to get hammered with a TPK, so I'm glad we did a hasty retreat, and then we came up for air, and then there was some conversations that went on between the magic users and some of the party. But other than that, Keen, would you like to fill in the rest?
Other than that, we've had a vision of the next plane on which a section of the rod is held. And Aelric has described it as a land exhausted by war, that has seen nothing war. It's just an endless, like those photos you see of Vimy Ridge, or Passchendaele, or the Somme from the First World War. It's like a lunar scape, but on Earth, you know?
Yeah. And Thad has also taken that vision as well. Aelric, that was when the natural 20 of the wisdom came through, is when Aelric was communing with the staff. So he got both insight from Elric and insight from Elric with respect to context, and then he described this thing, and it's littered with machines that don't appear to be machines as we know them, not gnomic. It's gnomic?
Gnomic.
Gnomish? What is it? In origin. But much larger, much more vast, much more varied than what we are used to seeing. And there seems to be no life.
Good point. I just threw a couple links in the chat in Twitch so that people can check out some of these images, and I threw one in the back end for our party, just to set that tone a little bit, remind ourselves what we're looking at. And yes, the party was able to, they made a tactical retreat. They got what they needed, and they decided, we're not going to kill this, we're not just going to stay and just kill the enemy. We got what we needed. We're going to keep moving. They left whatever those ooze things were in the heart of Havoc got back. As you mentioned, Elric, the portal that was being held open between the Astral Sea and the Sanctum was maintained open because there was a difference in time between the two spaces. And if they were to allow that portal to close, the Astral Sea would have passed through time a lot faster than the Sanctum. So the wizards stayed behind while you were there, maintaining that portal open, which also exhausted them on your return. So they joined you in this long rest. And as you mentioned at the very beginning, you all touched the piece of, on touching that section of the staff, you were able to get a vision of this derelict, war-torn battlefield with humanoid-shaped machines of war that lay in broken pieces and rotting and rusting, but that you could sense no life in this space. This was the aftermath of a great and eternal war. And as you mentioned, Elric did a natural 20 on his wisdom in investigating this and connecting to this arcane vision. In so doing, connecting through to Elric, we've been in multiple universes, Cabes. It's been a whole thing. One of them was Call of Cthulhu, which was a side campaign where our party went into a post-World War I world very similar to our own, and they all realized that they were kind of living in parallel versions of their own lives. Some of them forgot. Thaddeus, I don't even think remembers. Harold's wife was still alive, and Aelric was the survivor of a great war, and his team, or his regiment, were I believe the Blue Dragons or something like this, and he had a big tattoo. But he's come back, and he cannot tear himself now from having lived in a human body as well as this dragonborn form. And so his seeing this war-torn space brought back memories of this other person that lives now kind of with him, Elric, the human, who had his own experiences of war, and kind of realizing that this great war is reflected or ripples out across multiverses. What the origin was, maybe it was the first ending of the creation of Legion, and when the gods were first put in, and that first cataclysm itself. Maybe where you are is only just a reflection of an even greater event. It's hard to tell. But there was that kind of connection of understanding of this thread and these ripples that pass through these multiple universes, even if they are separate. Awesome. Is there anything else that I think is that everything we're missing? So in that case, we're going to come back to let me see. I'm going to come back to a perfect room temperature. Room temperature, when it's perfect, is not too hot, it's not too cold. If you're in bed, maybe a little colder so that the blanket doesn't overheat you. Just cold enough that if you step out onto the marble of the floor, it's a little chilly, but not so cold that you have to rush to get slippers on. just that you'll enjoy putting your feet up when you have that first cup of steaming coffee or tea in the morning. And it's that temperature with that undefined, kind of diffuse early morning light that Arlies wakes up. And as you open your eyes, Arlie, in this comfortable bed, in this very strange yet recognizable space of the Sigil Sanctum, you see a small Cheshire cat sitting on your chest, staring down into your eyes.
Where in the nine hells have you been?
I've been right here.
Library cat.
Oh, you remembered my name.
Oh my god! 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 No one believes me. You can talk. Okay, this is great. Can you just? Actually, I'm not sure who doesn't believe me. But the point is, I mean, this is very exciting. You're here, and I can hear you, and I'm not dreaming. No.
Meow?
Oh damn.
Library Cat gives you a little wink and then hops off your chest and does a little stretch. It starts cleaning his tail.
Wait, right, Library Cat, where have you been? And where is Squeak Noir? And right now my theory is that you can talk because the realm of Zivlin has been sort of crunched into some sort of interdimensional goo until we plant this acorn. Is that why you can talk? Or
Library Cat licking his tongue comes
damn
up
it!
and, You left
paralysis.
You left the rat on the boat, I believe.
Oh, good then. He's fine. Okay. So how have you been?
Hungry.
I'm sorry, not the boat like inside the dead god, like a different, friendlier boat, right?
I believe your wizard friend called it a ship.
Oh, good. Okay, right. Yes. Okay, fantastic. So you're well then?
I'm hungry.
Oh, okay. Well, the sanctum provides. And there's a butler, right?
They're unseen servants. This place is staffed with entirely only unseen servants. So they're always there, but you can't see them, so they probably hear everything. But are they conscious? It's one of those magical questions.
Yeah. Do you want to do the work of catching your food, or would you like it kind of presented to you? Because we can do either.
Unfortunately, there's no mice here. It being a pocket of... Well, there's no earth outside these walls, so there's no mice to crawl into the walls to catch.
That's a bizarre limitation. Right. Fancy feast it is.
Awesome. So you just have to make sure an unseen servant comes, opens up a nice pre-packaged tin can, pops it on the ground, or actually just dumps it onto the ground. It's very clean, and the cat starts chomping it up, making little happy little thrill. I'm not sure if the microphone will pick it up, but those happy little like. Prrr. Library Cat is extremely gender fluid. I think Library Cat is fluid in kind of any descriptor. I think fluid can apply to Library Cat. Library Cat's more of a fluid than a solid. Its gender is more fluid than solid. Its attitude, its liquid you. It speaks with a very liquid tone.
Yes, Call of Clear Thulu, I couldn't resist the very obvious Elsie. It was I have now set precedent for Library Cat being.
Oh, library, yeah. What is gender to a cat? It is just, it's awesome, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Cue from Star Trek. Oh, mon capitaine. Celebrity Cat's just doing a little purring, eating this can of Fancy Feast on the ground.
Great. I don't
Awesome.
know. Are you waiting for if you need divine inspiration? She doesn't have any questions for Library Cat. Like I don't know if
Yeah.
you're hoping for more out of her.
Totally fine. We're going to move around the space to our next party member that wakes up. Elric, you have had less to recover from than some of the other party members. You are also a soldier. You do not sleep in. There are things to do, and sleeping is not productive. What do you do as you wake up in this comfortable space?
I think he's going to try to find any of the wizards that are around to try to source any information that he can about the world that he saw and how he can get there.
Totally.
And by proxy, the party.
Of course, yeah. If you go down into the main lower level, and
Yep.
you are able to find Mordenkainen is working in S3 there in the little area, the workshop, and Yhan is just cleaning up around the southern portal dais there, and also making sure to water some plants, overseeing some unseen servants, just taking care of the plants there. Those are the two wizards that you see.
Do you mean the plants in S2?
Yes.
Okay, great. So as Elric is, he's making basically a beeline, almost like a right angle curve at that S2 number, and just going straight as he's kind of detecting whatever, Mordenkainen. And so he's going to go down there, and as he's moving across, he just kind of calls out. He just calls out to Yhan from on the move, going, "Hey, I need to talk for a second." And he just keeps going towards Mordenkainen in hopes that Yhan just gives up status and moves. Actually, he doesn't have any hope of it at all. He's actually kind of ignoring any of the status play. He's on a direct path.
Awesome. All right, yeah, you shout out to Yhan. You can hear her roll her eyes as you walk by, and close to Mordenkainen, who's doing some research on the table, pulled out some arcane books. I don't think you read anything that he would be pulling up at the moment, so it's just a lot of figures and drawings and runes and
It's one of
such.
those things. He belongs to the Arlie book club, so he's happy to read anything Arlie gives him, but beyond that, just little interest. So yeah.
Smuttakender wants. Amazing.
Exactly. And so the Arlie book club, that's right. That's exactly right, my friend. So I'm gonna go straight in and just walk right up to Mordenkainen. Again, expecting Yhan to be in his wake. He just walks up and stops. Does Mordenkainen look up?
Once your imposing figure kind of almost creates a shadow over his shoulder, you realize that it's not as much that he's not realizing you're there, it's that he's doing that weird thing that people who read books do, which is this like, just a minute, just need to get to the end of this paragraph, and yes, how can I help you?
Did Yhan follow? Aelric will look around, just seeing.
Yeah, as you turn to make sure Yhan is wiping her hands, she's put aside the watering can that she was using, and is rolling her sleeves down to cover her wrists and arms, closing. Well, it looks like you're up as well.
I am. I need help. I'm going to describe something to you. Please take into account that I'm new to this sourcing of knowledge, this divination, this sight. It was completely inadvertent, so I'm going to do the very best that I can.
The two wizards take a look at each other. if you want to try to understand what they're doing, they're definitely communicating silently with one another, but not in a magical manner.
I don't think he's interested in reading the body language, so unless it seems martial, in which case then he will. But other than that,
No, it's not Marshall. They take a look at each other. Wyhand's gonna turn to you as you continue talking. Says, "You do realize, Elric, that we have ways of doing this more directly. Mordenkainen himself is, well, let's just say a little shy since you put Merlin's face into the ground."
That was a personal agenda on my part. This one is more practical. I bear no malice to either one of you.
Well, given the permission, we can easily extract whatever you choose to share.
He considers it. Sure. I'll put my faith in you.
Wonderful.
I need to know where this place is, what this place is, and how to get to this place.
Understood. Pull it up in your mind.
And what do you need from me?
Make it very clear. Look into my eyes. Excellent. And she reaches out and touches not your head. It's not like a Vulcan mind meld, but she does reach out and she makes contact skin to skin. And as she does, you fall into the pool, skin to scale. Yes, good point. And as you do, you fall into the pool of her dark pupils. They seem to open up as she takes more light in, and then that opening of the pupils expands until it fills your entire perception, and you realize that there is this connection that goes beyond what you're saying or seeing, and it lasts maybe hard to tell, but once you find yourself in your own body, you realize you've been holding your breath. And Wyhan lets go of your hand and says, "Oh, yes. A little confused, is it? No worries. It would be better if we were to have Merlin here. He is the expert on these sorts of things." And she starts walking towards the library, which is on the other side there in S1. Yeah, it seems, Elric, like she's probably picked up on the overlapping images of war space. So kind of getting the sense of like there's this primary one that you were sharing, but it was so mixed in with this like experience from Elric, mixed in with your own experiences in the wastelands from like just a year ago or so. So she was also picking up on some of that stuff. The benefit of not having to use your words is you lost no clarity. The problem is that you added maybe a little more information than you would have offered.
Gotcha.
But as she walks over to S1, she says, "Yes, it is normally Merlin who's the expert on this multiphasal travel, but, well, he seems to have standing orders not to show himself anymore." And she starts looking up to the bookshelf and kind of going around. Odd. And you see she finds an opening in the bookshelf where there was a book. It should have been... She looks around, and then you hear a voice from one of the tables. Turning around, you see a book open on the table, and you hear a voice, "Yes, I imagined it probably was going to be something like this." You don't see anyone, but you hear the voice of Dr. Merlin Brown.
I just hold my ground. Just gonna hold ground.
All right. Says, "Yes, Wyhan, I had a suspicion it might be in one of these places. And, well, honoring our friend's requests, I can't be seen."
Are you saying you're going to be invisible
Am I not? Great Scott! Oh, wait, yes. Yes, ah! Very clever, you almost had me.
Are you going to continue to be invisible?
Well, for as long as the rule stands.
Great. Can you deliver everything you need and still remain invisible?
Why, yes, everything I need.
Everything I need.
Ah. If it's information, you should be fine.
Well, we'll negotiate the next step afterwards. Please, tell me, since you're right on top of it.
Wyhead, looks towards the book, at you, just kind of shakes her head slightly, half closes her eyes, pulls the book back to her. Thank you, Merlin. I believe this will be all right. I was about to do it myself. Yes, you see, Aelric, and she goes into a description of the space. I'm going to turn back now to Harold. Harold, you wake up in a small stone-floored room. It is 20 by 20 feet. There are 2 desks, one for writing, one for personal effects, and stone stairs going down. It takes a half moment to remember what space this is. You know it's a safe space, but as the sleep leaves your eyes, the memory catches up to the moments before you fell asleep. And you are now awake in the Sigil Sanctum.
Harold reaches for his book in his breast pocket and remembers that he gave it to Aelric. To old habit. He looks around the room, wipes the sleep from his eyes, and has the unseen servants draw him a bath. And thinking that he has no reason to advance the plot right now, will in fact take a bath.
Amazing.
And leave that important function to his friends.
And Harold is one of the first members of the party to take a bath that isn't prestidigitation in quite a long time. Amazing. Coming back to Arlie. Arlie, at a certain point, when do you come down into the main room? Oh. Just on mute. Oh no. That's
Sorry,
it.
I don't know why. I thought it doesn't matter. I need more. I need one more monitor. Okay.
Have you seen Operation Swordfish with Hugh Jackman? It's one of the best hacking setup movies ever. He has like 7 monitors, and they're all just scrolling text code. It's the coolest and the dumbest. Sorry, deep cut.
That's what I need. Minority Report.
Yeah.
For streaming. Yeah, I can't think. I'm so curious. I guess before I come down, I'll just be like, I can be like, so Library Cat, do you have any contact with Zivelin while you're in this sort of in between pocket dimensions form?
Zivelin? Oh no, Molly, no.
Do you have any contact with myself?
You?
The librarian version of me, Nona myself, Nona Candlewick.
Like the old you.
Your mic is going funky, Koi.
Oh, is
really thin?
My mic's gone funky.
Oh, it's still thin. Still quite thin.
Oh dear. Something happened. I haven't changed anything. Oh no. Is it bad? Can you hear me? Test.
There we go.
Yeah,
better.
you're back.
Oh, okay. Cool. The cat looks at you. The old, like the old you.
I prefer future me, but yes, the old one. Yes.
Yes.
So you do have contact.
Hmm?
No, you don't.
Well, not.
No, you do because I'm right here. God damn it. Right, fine. I'm going for breakfast myself. Fancy feast, but for humans.
Meow.
That's
And Every cat gives you a little meow as you walk downstairs, finding yourself in this very difficult position of how do you talk about the version of yourself from the future? This catch-22 that you're in. As you go downstairs, you find Aelric is the only one of your party who seems to have left his room, and he is over at the west side of the main room there, S1, in the library, going over a large tome, it seems, with Wyhan. On the eastern side of the room, in S3, at the table there, doing some arcane research, is the white-robed old man, Morden Kanan, and those are the three people that you see down here.
I thought Mordenkainen was black robes and
Wyhan
not
is
Doc white robes. Wyhan is black.
Wyhan's black robes, Mordenkainen's white, Doc Brown is red.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she's just gonna be like, ooh, what are we reading today?
Awesome. Yeah. So you come over and join Aelric as Wyhan explains this space that has been described or the information that has been passed over. This is a realm that there are lots of different words to describe these different universes. It's kind of hard to just, like, at a certain point you have to pick a specific kind of thing and say, this is the thing we're talking about that makes this different than somewhere else, because you can't be like, this is the land with lots of oceans, because there's a lot of them with lots of oceans. So this space is known for the Great War and use of technology and magic. The land that she's describing to you is called the Mourn Land, and you see that it's written Mourn, as in to mourn the dead. This is the great identifier of this realm. This realm is also known by one of the name that the locals give to the continent on which the Mourn Land is, which is known as Eberron. This is a land that also has magic like your own, and kind of mechanical technology like you recognize in the gnomish or the gnomic creations that you've grown up with. However, the technology is not nearly as intricate and fine as what you find here, whereas the kind of the gnomic technology here is very fine-tuned, almost clockwork. In Eberron, it is much more leaning on magic to help animate and create these technologies. So they're only partially mechanical, much more using magic to provide the animus and power to them. This is a land that was ravaged by a massive war internal between the people of the realm, and has left this large, devastated area. You get a kind of sense of the wasteland that you traveled in when you were traveling with Legion back before you released the gods. This kind of reminds you of that kind of devastated landscape. The difference here being that magic itself has been muddled. That there has been a tear in the kind of arcane fabric of this world. And so the magic itself is unreliable and shifting, almost like weather patterns can be. And as she's describing this, you have one of the books. You've got all these teleportation books that you got from the library of Zivelin, right? If you remember. So you have all the books that you're going to need, getting you to this place specifically. And while you're talking here with Wyhan, now's an opportunity to like ask questions or do any sort of that stuff. Happy to do it with like a yada yadas, or we can do it in character if you prefer.
I mean, I think Aelric's going to get to the quick. I don't know what Arlie's going to do. Probably much better investigation than Aelric, because he just
Put on
basically has
her
three.
reading quest.
Yeah, he's got like 3 points. It's like, what is it? How do I get there? And you know what I mean? Like, what is it? Where is it? How do I get there? So I guess, now, because he knows, like, that's inevitably what we have to do. We have to get there and then get this thing and get back. So he turns and says, I will let you confer all the details to Arlie about the immediacy and the difficulty of this world. But I'm getting echo. Is everyone else getting echo?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sam,
But-
I just muted you. You can unmute yourself when you're ready.
And welcome, by the way.
And hi.
And yeah. How do we get there? And how do we get back?
Well, you'll be able to use. Mordenkainen's been doing some work on those books that you brought back from, well, wherever it is you were. It seems like we can use those as a central point to send and have you return. Hopefully there isn't the same issue we had with the Astral Sea in terms of time. I will say, though, however, it seems like the magic might be a slight bother to you in the Mournland. The after effects of the war, as it were, will probably make it a little difficult to find the rod with the exactness with which you might prefer. My suggestion would be finding some sort of powerful magical artifact that you could possibly use as a anchor, allowing you to, well, Thaddeus would know the arcane details. And I'm going to say welcome, Sam, to the chat. I'm just going to jump in here. Thaddeus, we are waking up in our second day. At this point, Wyhan is just starting to describe to Aelric and Arlie what is this place that he had a vision of. Wyhan was able to, with Aelric's permission, cast Detect Thoughts and pull up his memory of the place when he touched the rod, and she has now pulled out and gone to the library to find a book. It seems a invisible Dr. Merlin Brown has already pulled the book on a place called the Mournland within the continent of Eberron. Dr. Merlin Brown is following a very strict and clear intimidation that Aelric gave him, which is that he doesn't ever want to see him again. So Dr. Brown is invisible for now. But Thaddeus, where are you at this point as Wyhan is just about to kind of get into this heavy arcane academic descriptor of using a local artifact to assist in locating the segment of the rod staff in the Mournland?
Dad took a real beating at the end of the last fight, so he's he's not hungover, he didn't drink, but he's having like a rough morning, and the idea, like, he got up in the middle of the night and he just furiously like just scribbled out 3 new spells in his spell book in the middle of the night too. And so he's just exhausted. So he's sort of been half paying attention, half not paying attention at this point.
I have an awesome image of Thad walking around with his wizard robes, almost like the dude, with some like steaming coffee and like his wizard's orb that is his spell book under an arm, and just kind of shuffling through when you hear Wyhan says, "Well, I believe Thaddeus would be the one to..." "Oh, there you are, Thaddeus. Yes, can you understand what I mean when I say using a local artifact to help augment being able to find what you are looking for because of the affected magical aura of the Mornland post near apocalyptic tearing of the arcane veil?"
Everything you were saying made sense into Mornland and Arcane Veil.
Right.
And something from deep inside Aelric's little brain twitches, and he says, "Like an antenna? Are you talking about an antenna?"
Wyhan looks at you very puzzled, and a voice from a empty space in the room behind you says, "Yes, yes, just like an antenna."
And Aelric says, "Very well."
Awesome. As you
Yeah,
say,
Doc Brown is hiding from us because I told him I didn't want to see him anymore, so he's invisible, just like wandering through this place.
it is his home. Incredible. And as you say, very well understood. You hear the little, not as silent as they once were when you first met him, footsteps of a mature halfling walking down the steps from his own sleeping room.
Harold's head is in a towel. He's letting the unseen servants launder his clothes because they stink and require sewing and patching from having been swallowed by a slime. He's wearing a robe, as one does when one gets out of the bath, a red robe. Very similar to the red robe that Doc Brown might be wearing if he were not invisible. And he saunters into the room in his red bathrobe and just sort of, joins the party with a cup of coffee. "So where are we going?"
Amazing. Thad, with a 14 wisdom, I think... Is that based on recognizing? I think... Oh, you're muted, bud.
I gave myself a mental DC of 15 to figure it out, and
I love it.
I failed.
I love it.
So that
Okay, so...
still
Still over Thad's head, just for Gabriel and for our audience to remember, a while ago, Harold basically talked Wyhan into making him an official technical member of the tower so that he would be allowed to cast magic. And part of that is the obligation to wear the robes. Harold has the robes and wears them only in front of Thaddeus, just to kind of like fuck with him, and Thaddeus has not yet picked up on it. So that's what's going on in the background there. Amazing.
Aelric turns to Harold in his robes and says, "We're going to Mornland, also known as Eberron, and we need to secure an additional strong magic item, device, or some sort of lodestone of magic that we can use as an antenna to help us find the next piece. Otherwise, we're going to be roaming that world till our deaths, it sounds like."
Well, we have the staff. Can't we just use that?
Apparently not. The magic is too chaotic, too torn up, too... He equated it like a storm, that the winds are erratic, chaotic, and we can't count on them.
Well, magical items can work from one plane to another plane, as we've seen now from our own travels. They do resonate more when they're on the plane that they are currently from. why this would be currently from this plane of Eberron, I don't know, but it makes sense.
Yes, that I concur.
Well,
I'm going to leave this part of the conversation to the magically inclined of our party. I've got all the information that I need as it sits right now. I am going to go find something to eat.
Amazing. Elric, you can go. Eventually, Elric finds out that while he cannot find a kitchen, he just needs to kind of openly ask for food, and the unseen servants will provide. You can decide how long that takes to figure that out. Leaving
A good while.
Okay, awesome. Just kind of so over the next, I will say over the next conversation, little scene we have, Aelric will be kind of exiting in the back and then appearing down the stairs and crossing to another room and then coming in and going another way and coming back and wait, oh no, I've gone there. So in the background, Aelric's just searching for a kitchen while we have this next scene, which is Wyhan, after Aelric leaves, says, yes, and well, now that it seems like you all have everything you need to know to make your decisions, there are some plants that need watering.
Wait, we do not know everything that we need to know. What do you mean the mystical veil has torn in this place, or however you phrased that?
As you ask, Wyhan walks away back to the south of S2, where there's all those plants that she was watering, and the book on the table spins around so that it's readable to you, Thad, and you hear the voice of Professor Brown saying, "It's all here, Thaddeus. It's all here. Everything you need to know."
I mean, I start reading the book.
Amazing, yeah. Oh, I have a cat here too. My little library cat. Come here, library cat. Here we are. This is my library cat. Who just came inside. Yeah, you're able to read the book and you catch up on, so these are notes. It seems like they've come from the hand of Doc Brown himself. He seems to be one who enjoys traveling among the realms. The Mournland is the name of like a continental-sized battlefield that remains unlivable, effectively, after this massive war. The space has been so torn up because it was the battlefield or the place of great armies clashing, but they weren't just banal armies, but they also contained arcane power and energy. What is left is this land that is forever shrouded in a lightly obscured kind of fog, and is seemingly unlivable, and also has been so twisted that not only life is struggling to come back, but magic itself has been affected, and in the Mournland, magic shifts and twists and is unreliable. So, yeah, I'm going to give everyone a chance to, if there's anything anyone wants to do, happy to yada yada things. If you're just like, I want to do this thing, I want to check this thing, I want to grab some stuff. I think we have a general idea of like where we're heading, but also if you want to have conversations with any of the NPCs or each other, totally can let me know. We're also at 8:50, so we're going to have a few more minutes. If we want to, I'm going to say we have time, and then we'll take our break and return kind of to jump into this next realm. So this is going to be our opportunity to do anything we want to do before we head out.
I'm just going to gather enough materials. No, I did it as a ritual. What was the sword? You never told me what the sword was. I did that last night.
I believe it was it the short sword, the flaming short sword? If I'm...
It was a flaming short sword. Right.
Harold's got it.
Yeah, good. No, I just want to make sure that I take an hour to cast. I use the components around to get little Bubo back.
Awesome. So you're going to get little Bubo back. anything anyone else wants to do?
As soon as Aelric secures food, he's gonna try to make his way back to Arlie. He hasn't really checked in with her too much since the big thing and everything like that. So
Yeah,
yeah,
awesome.
so he's just like heading down the hallway back to where he last saw Arlie. So I don't know that Arlie is still there or not, but that's where he's going. After he discovers that unseen servants will actually bring him a hoagie, so he'll take his hoagie and head that way.
Hell yeah. Arlie, what are you up to when Aelric finds you?
I thought that I walked up to Aelric and Wyhan and I put the glasses on. I was like, "Ooh, what are we reading?" And
Oh,
got
I
all into
moved
the
off.
book.
I moved on. I said I was going
Okay.
to find something to eat, so I'm coming back now after I found something.
Okay, so
to eat.
I'm just still. Arlie's going to just still be like taking notes
Researching.
or doing some kind of like
Awesome.
investigation thing into
Yeah.
what I think is being implied that we may go where we may go next.
Yeah, so let me make it real clear in terms of just like meta stuff. This is Sam's now done a little reading. Arlie's done a reading. Aelric has talked to Wyhan. So after all that, I'm going to give you the like mechanical rulings on this stuff. The area, the regional effects of where you are heading. It has impeded navigation. So in outdoor areas, you will have disadvantage on wisdom, or these are survival checks made to navigate. It is difficult to navigate in this area. The outdoor is lightly obscured. Mist perpetually shrouds outdoor areas, rendering them all lightly obscured. That is like a mechanical status. And muddled magic. Creatures and objects within a mile of this mountain that is like the central place you are landing near cannot be perceived through magical scrying sensors. Spells or magical effects that would reveal a creature or the object's location fail while that creature or object is within a mile of this mountain. The third rod piece will only point to the mountain without precision. And that's that lack of clarity where getting a local powerful object would help. There is no safe food to forage, and no safe water to drink, and traveling between locations will probably be difficult. The Mournland, it seems, the distance itself is shifting. This magical impact on the land, it's not just in the fact that certain spells may or may not work or that kind of thing, but literally space itself is kind of fluctuating. Distances between locations are indeterminate and ever-changing. And so traveling from one location to the other can take a different number of hours. Even if you've just gone somewhere and come back, it can take twice as long one direction as the other, just because of how things are weird.
I don't remember why we're trying to go to all these places. I know we're trying to put together an object, but I don't remember why we're trying to do that.
Yeah, totally.
Brother Nire.
Yeah, so Brother Nire, it seems, is trying to do something dangerous. And actually, asking this is a good point, is a good opportunity to point out that, like, the exact thing that Nire is trying to do has not been described to you. But it seems like there is this rod of 7 parts. I will say, Arlie, I'm going to give you the description of this rod because this is the type of thing you know as a knowledge cleric.
Amazing.
Eons ago, a war between the primordials and the gods scarred the planes of existence. A demon lord named Miska the Wolf Spider eventually pushed the primordials' enemies to the brink of annihilation. Desperate to save themselves and their allies, powerful elemental beings called the Wind Dukes of Aqua rose against Miska. Committed to the concept of law, the Wind Dukes descended from the people called Avati. You know a lot of stuff, who once ruled many worlds. 7 Wind Dukes wove their power into an artifact called the Rod of Law. the dukes used the rod to imprison Miska the wolf spider on the plane of Pandemonium, which is the name of one of the planes. As a result of doing this spell, the rod shattered into 7 parts that were scattered throughout the multiverse. And since then, it has only been referred to as the Rod of 7 Parts. You are attempting to collect these 7 parts, reassemble the Rod of Law, so that you will have power to oppose the Arch-Lich Nire in whatever he is trying to do.
How do we know that he's trying to do something bad again?
Because Virgil told you.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
He blew up like an entire island. He destroyed it.
Yeah.
Essentially.
And that's why we stumbled on him early when we were burning all the library. That's why he came out of nowhere.
I mainly remember him from when we were trying to when we all had the rings. Scene.
At the end of season
I mean, I
1.
understand he's a lich, but I don't from his like journey from being a guy that was involved in the thing 300 years ago.
His story is unclear. Like Nire's story in terms of what happened and why, it is unclear. He used to be a cleric. Sorry, Sam. Yeah. If you have
No, I mean it's entirely possible that when we helped him, like when he helped us to free the gods, he was a lich while that was going. Like there is a distinct possibility that might be true.
Definitely not verified. I think the
couple
knowledge
months.
that you remember Helm was one of the gods that possessed Legion. Helm spoke of a human child called Nire, who was a disciple of Helm. You've heard of Nire as a heroic figure from the Great Celestial War, hundreds of years ago. You also learned from Wyhan that Nire was a part of the party that actually went after the Cataclysm and recovered Legion's body, the Legion construct. Nire was there with Wyhan. But after that, seems to have disappeared. You don't know what happened to Nire for the next 300 years. The next time Nire pops up is Bubo claims that Nire was his mentor and adopted father. But this is also you have this library, so you have a celestial. This isn't the same as the celestial library you just came from, Arlie, but there are rules in this book about making research roles in this library if you so choose, because you are in a very special, the Sanctum library.
Okay, I read the rules.
No. I mean, if you want to research something, I have rules in the book about like how you get stuff. If you want to find information.
Well, the party is welcome to weigh in. Like, I don't understand how we've connected Nire and rebuilding the Rod of 7 Parts. I don't understand. Did the butler tell us?
No. This is great. Arlie is taking some time to kind of like this is the first time probably in a while that Arlie's had enough time to think about like laying all the stuff out and not being like under the wire to make a choice and keep moving, right? So it makes total sense that you're kind of realizing that the weak link in this story is what is Nire doing that is making everyone so worried, and why does the 7 section staff factor into it? Like, it's a lost artifact of myth. It's extremely powerful. Certainly it's one of the most powerful artifacts kind of all time, potentially. So if you're like, we need a super powerful artifact, it would be one of the top 5 that you would list out. The question, though, that you are really very correct in thinking about is the only person who's actually told you that Nire's doing something bad. Now, this has been backed up by the wizards who have just been there approving and saying yes. Virgil. Virgil the halfling who represents the Veil, or like the kind of CIA of this world. Virgil's the one who told you this and is like, this is a thing that we need you to do. But Virgil
Oh my god, I
hasn't...
thought Virgil was a butler.
No,
I
Virgil's
didn't
just the
realize he was in
halfling
charge
who...
of the CIA.
Virgil's the halfling, very unassuming halfling. Only I think Harold was like really nervous about Virgil. The rest of the party hasn't been necessarily as nervous. But you can certainly seek out Virgil if that's someone that you actually realize they represent this, like, the only person who has some information.
Oh, Sam saying just assuming that a halfling was a butler. Wasn't he like adamant about getting us tea? Like, wasn't he just like constantly trying to get us tea endlessly?
Yeah, he was being very polite.
I mean, there are unseen servants for that.
Yeah.
So I just thought it was part of his job description.
It's part of,
so-
it's definitely part of how he doesn't intimidate people, is he presents a very humble exterior. Actually, we also established Virgil is gender fluid. So any pronoun will work for Virgil. But Virgil has been in the sanctum, so you could try to search for Virgil if you want to ask some questions. You can do some more research. If you want to research a specific topic, I will say you would roll a d4, and if you get a 1 or a 2, you find information on the topic.
I don't have anyone's welcome to tell me what to research, but I still don't understand what's going on. But I think you've done lots of recapping, so I'll just see what happens.
Awesome. So Arlie, you're doing some research, but I think I'm going to pop over to Harold, and then we're going to come back to Arlie, to Aelric as he joins Arlie in her research after he's eaten. Harold, after you have your after you have your bath and your breakfast and your coffee, what are you doing to get ready, kind of in this little lull before the next adventure?
I'm packing supplies and provisions.
Cool. Awesome. So you're going to be making sure that we have supplies and provisions.
While we're packing supplies, I ask if they have a bag of holding.
Ooh, that is a good question. Give me a d20 roll. I'm going to say, because we are in a low magic setting, but I'll say this is a DC 17.
DC 17, 20. Do I get to apply my luck stone to this roll? Is it a 20 plus 1?
No, this is just going to be a straight roll.
No.
Okay. They say you ask Morning. You ask Wyhan. Wyhan says, "Yes, we did have a bag of holding until Dr. Merlin almost destroyed the entire plane of existence when he wanted to put one inside of the other."
That's what they teach us. That's like the very first thing that they teach us in the tower.
Well, you'll find out that much of what Dr. Brown does is the exact opposite of what they teach you at the tower.
Fair. I help back.
Amazing. Arlie, as you're going through your research, trying to find what you're missing, there's like a splinter in your mind. There's something that's not quite connecting the dots for you. Aelric, you come over, you find Arlie. She's at this point splayed out, books on top of books. There's like book holders. There's unseen servants holding books in the air, flipping pages when she needs it. She has another unseen servant making notes when she needs to capture something. As they're unseen servants, they can make perfect copies. So not just of the, like, they can literally like almost do like a photograph of the image for any illustrations or anything like that. And this is where you find Arlie in her element.
Lovely. So he just walks up and he just wanted to, he just says, over her shoulder, I guess, because I don't know if she even notices him looming there. But he says, "I wanted to check and see if you were okay."
I'm very
haven't had
annoyed.
time. You're very annoyed, but you're physically okay.
Oh yes, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. You just took a lot of punishment in that last battle. So I was going to check on you and see if you were. Never mind. This was unnecessary.
Well, I believe that I was unconscious and then I woke up here, so someone must have done something right. That or we've reset. I don't know.
That I should explain. I picked you up and carried you into the plane, and we had to retreat. We weren't going to
So
win
did
that
we
battle.
not? Why did
We
we go there in the first place?
to get this section, and he digs into his pants and pulls out this section of the rod. It's very awkward. Like Elric is clearly uncomfortable with this whole conversation, but he's to get this section of the rod. I found it. I jumped into one of the masses and found it, and I figured in that moment it was time to leave, and so we left. So I, without apology or permission, just picked you up and flew out and led the party out into the dimensional wind and found our way back here, and that's how we arrived here.
That she just slam a bunch of books. She's like, well, didn't anyone say so? I was right. So I can set aside something called a respawn point. Never mind, not important.
I truthfully, I think we are all getting ready to go to this hellish plane, and we need to secure as much and as many supplies as we can.
Right, but what do you bring to a place like this?
Well, for this particular place, food and water. And we'll eventually need to create an antenna, which I realize I don't have the right words for here. But think of it as I know what it is to me, but I don't know what it is to you. It's a pull. It's a push. You know what? I'll find a better way to describe it later.
Why do we need to do that?
It will have to do with finding the next piece of this.
Is this something that Arlie understands, or did I miss something from earlier?
It's the next piece of the rod. So Aelric's doing his very best to intersperse the Elric information into the Aelric world, and it's not working out very well. So
okay, so this isn't so she's just like, what on earth are you talking about? What we need to build what? How is that going to help us?
I will find better words for it, but apparently the magic is very chaotic in this next world, and so we can't depend on the means that we have been by using one of these staff pieces to find the next piece of the staff, because the magic is too chaotic. So we have to find some way to increase and specify how this is used.
Locate object.
No, apparently this magic does not work. Magic just doesn't. I don't have the good words for magic. I'm not doing a very good job here, Arlie. I think if we just go get food, and maybe Thad could explain it to you better. I'm just not very good at this.
Well, I appreciate you trying.
So he just kind of like
it.
with a staff in his hand, just continually to be awkward, just says, "All right, I'm gonna go get supplies," and like walks off.
Wait, but I would think that as soon as you turn around, to walk away.
So right when you go to turn around, I am standing directly behind you, Dionysus in all of her glory, but I've got library cat, like baby swaddled in my arms. And we just kind of look at you and I'm like, are you going to return the rod to your pants, or is that for everyone, or I'm just gonna look at you with library cat.
Love it.
I'm gonna go get supplies.
The cat is
He just continues to like shuffle around, and then as he's heading out the door, he turns back and says, "Good to see you again," and then goes forward.
nice. The cat is just purring like a two-stroke
Oh, yeah.
motor in Dionysus's arms. Eyes like half closed with those inner eyelids also
Biscuit.
kind of just making little
Biscuit in hard.
making little biscuits, just kind of just a little bit of drool coming out and just like
The tongue is out just like a little bit.
yeah.
Hello again, you.
We haven't seen you for a minute. Welcome back.
Thank you.
What's it like
I
when you're not
know.
What's it like when you're just sort of waiting in Legion? Are you aware? Is it like dreaming, or like we haven't seen you since I think, and then Dionysus was with us another time, but I can't remember what happened.
Yeah, it
But
was
Arlie
when-
would remember.
when Bubo got taken.
Yeah, worst hangover ever.
Oh yes, yes.
I believe you rode me. Didn't you get on my, didn't we like run around terrorizing people while drunk? I believe was a thing that we did.
You
No, because
100%
I
did
couldn't
that.
get drunk, but I got everyone hammered.
Yeah.
As like a warforged, I couldn't actually feel the effects of alcohol. So then I just got everybody drunk, and then I had a little meltdown because I was really sad about that. Not the
Yeah.
life I want to live, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
what it was like? Not all that different than one of my more off days, but I just kind of thought I'd wander around in this place, a little in between realm, seems so inviting. And then this poor little baby, he's so fluid. I just love this little thing. Said no one had fed them all day and that they were starving. Imagine starving this poor little darling.
Imagine believing everything that Library Cat says. It's fine.
And then I tried to find help, but I couldn't find anybody. The help here is ridiculous. Unbelievable. Can't even find
No,
a
you just
kitchen.
can't see them. That's all. It's literally everywhere. It's just
Mhm.
it's unseen.
And who's believing things now? Unbelievable. Where's that little short, sturdy one? Haven't seen him in a while.
Oh, he's around. He looks very serious and very concerned right now.
Oh, doesn't he always?
Yes, actually, yes. The last time, what happened to him? The last time you were here, I think something terrible happened to one of us, or one of us was missing or something. But no, he's around. You'll
I don't know. I
find
kind of
him.
lost focus at a certain point. Just kind of.
Meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out why it is that this place in Eberron is as inhospitable as a moon. So if you want to help me with that, you're welcome to. But otherwise, and Arlie just goes back into like the like tummy time with all the books.
Just gonna kind of look down at it and go, no, I don't think I will. Walks back towards to try to find the kitchen with library cat.
Amazing. I'm gonna say just before we move on, Arlie, give me a D4, and you got advantage from one of our viewers from Deadpool.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you for that. It is the continent of Corvair. Yes. 2 4s. Arlie, with 2 4s, you keep searching through, looking for this answer. Why is this place as inhabitable as the moon? You can't find a specific answer. It's like there's no specific answer. There's just the same vague answer again and again, which is that it was the site of a massive, long war that used magic and mundane weapons, and that those weapons tore the earth and they tore the fabric of magic itself.
Oh, it's like in Shadow and Bone where they have that. I don't remember what it's called. Giant bit of inhospitable shadow, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, it was like a shadow wall, wasn't it? Or like a.
Oh yeah.
And
Okay.
the dark one was the only one who could like. Stellar series, terrible TV show.
Stellar series.
Is that what we would
show.
learn if we listen to your podcast, or maybe
I
that's
haven't
not
done that one yet, but it's a contender for sure.
Ooh, I love that.
Amazing. And as Arlie's continuing to do that searching, Dionysus, you're free to wander around. There are wizards here. Mordenkainen in white robes, head down in a book, not paying attention. Wyhan is focused as well. You could probably try to get past her without being seen.
Why would I do that?
Okay, awesome. And why don't you describe your character at this point for us? What does Dionysus look like right now?
Ooh, love it. Okay, so right now, Dionysus is really enjoying not being Warforged anymore. So Dionysus has embraced their more feminine side, and they are a thick, curvy woman this time around.
Okay.
Now I'm kind of rocking like a slightly more loose or like a thin fit kind of robe, but not too dissimilar from what the kind of wizards are wearing, just because it's like a little bit more bedazzled, a little bit more, well, not bedazzled, a little bit more embroidered, a little bit more like
Pinned in a few places.
yeah, a little bit more flowy rather than like stiff and rigid. But my hair is going to be quite short and pale. And I am going to be rocking like a nice little crown, and my horns are going to kind of be farther back than they used to be, just for funsies.
Nice.
Kind
I
of
love
blends in
it.
with my hair, but not quite.
Yeah, and her new corporeal form, Dionysus.
Yeah.
You see the wizard in dark robes, old human woman, looks up at you. I'm going to roll a wisdom check here. She looks at you, puts her hand out to draw, almost as if to drop the watering can that she was just holding, and it drops a few inches, but then is caught by an unseen servant. Though whether or not she intended for it to be caught is unclear. She stares at you a little bit, double checks with just her eyes to glance around that no one else that she doesn't recognize is here. And then puts both hands in the sleeves of her robes and just glides across the floor towards you. Welcome.
It's a neat trick.
I
like it.
So is showing up here.
I didn't have much else to do.
Is it just boredom then?
Yes. Curiosity.
Hopefully it will remain boring here while you leave with your companions.
You mean this little fella?
Yes. That thing.
Well, I mean, everyone's reading so much.
Yes. Well, I hope we can stay as boring as possible for you. And she gives you one last look and tries to walk away.
Just gonna kind of watch and just kind of like hold Library Cat up. But I've stopped petting Library Cat, so we're both just staring at her completely.
Yeah, Library Cat just now, little paws like this, just big eyes. Should I kill her?
Maybe. Think on it. Let's get you a snack. resume the petting and onwards.
Awesome. Cool. And with that, we're going to take our break because it's 9:23, and I think it's time for everyone to take a little bio break before we finish up our second section. Awesome. It's always fun when a god appears unbidden in a pocket universe, but that's the power of the gods. Thank you so much for hanging out with us for this first half. It's 9:25, I want to say right now, and I like to give us a total of 15 minutes until we're back playing. So let's say 9:40 we'll be back playing. If our players could just come into the background a little bit earlier. But awesome. We'll see everyone in a bit. And exciting, fun, it's cool stuff. Okay, we're on break.
Big manner born to nobility, Ollie dance through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did you know what fate had planned. Ollie, the wandering candlemaker, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's now. Mystic from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. From luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack. Contracts and bylaws, she knew them all. Her litigious prowess made bureaucrats fall. In mazes of paperwork, she'd find a way to bend the rules and save the day. A holy symbol in a divine dream. Not all in the tower is as it may seem. A true the tower across the land. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. Library cat, shrouded in mystery, follows Audie through every history. With glowing eyes and silent paws, it guards her path without pause. Ollie, the wandering candlemaker, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's now. Mystic from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Cut from luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack.
Oh, hoist up the sails, let the winds take a blip. For Thaddeus turn, I command his ship. A road on the waves, a sailor so bold, with magical powers and a heart of gold. Behold, Thaddeus sailed the endless sea, with little Boobo as wise as can be. Through tempest and tide, they roam far and wide, the turnpike legacy their unfading pride. From the mighty turnpike line he hails, with the lineage of captains braving the gales. A scion of seafarers fierce and grand, with the spell on his lips and the sword in his hand. Behold, Thaddeus, master of the spell, with little Boobo through heaven and hell. They dance with the stars, they flirt with the dew, their laughter echoes in the ocean's blue. Now for his mate, little Boobo's his name. Together they soar in fortune and fame. With little Boobo, his talents wrapped in light, they summon the winds and the stars to their fight. A curse of great power, a gift or a bane, Thaddeus wields it with little to fame. A rogue with a charm, a sailor with flair, he faces each curse with nary a care. Behold, Thaddeus, the sea's arcane knight, with little Boobo in the pale moonlight. Through whispers of magic and the salt laden air, the turn adventure none can compare. So sing of the turnpike, the legend, the tale, of Thaddeus and Bubo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. The seas in their blood, magic in their heart. So sing of the turnpike, the legend, the tale, of Thaddeus and Bubo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. The seas in their blood, magic in their heart.
In Salonia's fields a halfling stood tall, sea gray eyes a fighter's call. With Fiona's love and Angus' smile, his world was bright for a little while. Oh, Harold Grey with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. From Zakar streets to golden fields, their family loved the greatest shield. They dreamed of wonders near and far, penned on a list beneath the stars. Oh, Harold Grey with list in hand, a promise made, a journey planned. Each task he'll mark, each dream fulfill. For those he's lost, his heart beats still. Young Angus fell on distant shore, while Fiona's kiss would come no more. A drunken noble, a vengeful blade, left Harold's world in darkness laid. But from his grief a purpose born, to honor vows that he had sworn. The list unfolds a final wish, a blade resisted a gutted fish. Now Harold roams through joy and strife, to live for three in one short life. From mountains high to oceans deep, this solemn pledge he vowed to keep. With bowler hat and iron will, he faces each task with hard-won skill. For every deed he sees it through, he feels their love forever true. And when the final task is done, when every battle's lost and won, he'll close his eyes, his duty clear, knowing his loved ones drawing near. In afterlife they'll meet again, their love eternal, free from pain. The list complete, their dreams fulfilled, a promise kept, a future will. Oh, Harold Grey, your journey's long, but in your heart they're never gone. With every dream that you fulfill, Fiona and Angus are with you still. quality. Ollie dance through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did she know what fate had planned. Ollie, Ollie, the wandering candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down. Escape from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. From luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack. Contracts and bylaws, she knew them all. Her litigious prowess made bureaucrats fall. In mazes of paper would she find a way to bend the rules and save the day. A holy symbol in a divine dream. Not all in the tower is as it may seem. A true the tower across the land. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. But Ollie sees more than meets the eye. All timelines at once, futures that fly. Past, present, future, all intertwined. Sometimes leaving the present behind. Library cat, shrouded in mystery, follows Ollie through every history. With glowing eyes and silent paws, it guards her path without pause. Ollie, Ollie, the wandering candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destiny's down. Escape from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed. Cut from luxury, thrust into robes, surrounded by tomes and dusty old globes. But Ollie's mind, sharp as a tack, mastered the legalese others did lack.
Oh, hoist up the sails, let the winds take a breath. For Thaddeus Turnpike commands his ship. A lord of the waves, a sailor so bold, with magical powers and a heart of gold. Behold, Thaddeus sailed the endless sea, with little Boobo as wise as can be. Through tempest and tide, they roam far and wide. The Turnpike legacy, their unfading pride. From the mighty Turnpike line he hails, with a lineage of captains braving the gales. A scion of seafarers fierce and grand, with the smell on his lips and the sword in his hand. Behold, Thaddeus, master of the smell, with little Boobo through heaven and hell. They dance with the stars, they flirt with the dew. Their laughter echoes in the ocean's blue. For his mate, little Boobo's his name. Together they soar in fortune and fame. With little Boobo, his talents wrapped in light, they summon the winds and the stars to their fight. A curse of great power, a gift or a bane, Thaddeus wields it with little to fame. A rogue with a charm, a sailor with flair, he faces each curse with nary a care. Behold, Thaddeus, the sea's arcane knight, with little Boobo in the pale moonlight. Through whispers of magic and the salt-laden air, the Turnpike adventure none can compare. So sing of the Turnpike, the legend, the tale, of Thaddeus and Boobo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. The sea's in their blood, magic in their heart. So sing of that Turnpike, the legend, the tale, of Thaddeus and Boobo setting sail. For where the map ends, their journeys just start. the seas in their blood, magic in their heart.
Bring it back, bring it back.
We're back. Let's do it. Okay, we're back. Okay, we got a little bit of time before we got to finish. Where were we? What's going on? Who am I? That was a movie with no. Say my name. Say your name. Say my name. I'm confused.
Call me by your name?
Call me by your name. Call me by your name, Dionysus.
Beautiful name.
Where are you?
Oh my
Where are you
God.
going? Where are you going?
Where are the peaches?
You're wandering around this sanctum. The party's getting ready. Are you like looking to interact with people as they're getting ready? Or are you looking to just like have some
Yes.
fun?
I wanna chit chat.
Hell yeah. Who do you want to
Everybody
bounce
here's just
into?
reading. I just wanna like go and see where people are gathering, and I think I'll just try to wander. I'm trying to make friends.
I love this. Okay, so what I'm going to do,
Find
I'm
friends.
going to go around the party. I'm going to start with Thad, and I'm going to ask what they're doing as they're getting ready. And you can jump in at any or all of them. How about that? So starting with Thad, how are you getting ready? Getting the supplies together.
I think that after I'm comfortable that we have a comfortable amount of rations, I would actually start to go like oil my rapier that I hardly ever use but still keep in good condition, and try to figure out what I'm in thought about what twisted magic means and how that's going to operate while we're there as a wizard. So I'm kind of in once I feel comfortable that we are well prepared, I'm going to kind of go to more of a cleaning, Zen thinking. So I'm kind of off into the void. I'm not even sure if I'm aware that a god has fully come into the picture yet.
Only if she would reveal herself. Incredible. Harold, what are you doing as we're getting ready? The equipment's the rations are quite easy to get because it's just like, I need this. You can either talk to the air or the unseen servants or write a list and then be like, I need this list. It's quite easy to source once you know what you want. That being said, Harold, what are you up to as you're getting prepared?
Harold finds the act of hacking, I think, soothing, and so would prefer to do it than leaving it to the unseen servants. He also wouldn't want them to make a mistake that he would regret.
Mhm.
So
Awesome. So
yeah.
packs laid out, putting things in bags and secondary bags, clipping them, tying them.
Yeah,
up.
exactly. Just gonna,
You got to set up the tent
Yeah.
inside first, make sure that it'll hold. Incredible. And Arlie, what are you doing once you've collected? I'm gonna say you've collected enough notes, doing your research that will give you advantage on any checks around kind of identifying things in Eberron, or on the continent of Corvair, as we've found.
So, is the whole continent? Does the whole continent have this kind of radioactive field effect, or just like a sliver, just like a battlefield area of it?
Yeah, it's a battlefield area. It is quite big, so I'll pull it up for.
Can
Yeah.
I away a couple misconceptions in translation here?
I love it.
The world we're on a continent called Covair, and it's not a continent-sized battlefield, but this thing happened to the size of a country, like a very big country
Not
on this
Europe.
continent.
It's like Poland.
Yeah, it's a big major power, and a lot of it was this country happened to be in the center of a battlefield of 5 nations that kind of did a magical World War I for 100 years. And if you're playing in the campaign setting of Eberron, every campaign starts on a specific date a year after this event happened, which kind of stopped the war.
Okay. And is there like a reason why we chose this as our next portal for?
We see the pieces seem to want to go in a particular order, and once we get the new piece, it kind of directs us to the next piece in the chain. And this is where our next vision from touching the last piece is sending us.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just curious what Arlie has like learned in the sense, like you're saying, Koi, like she can have advantage on checks in Eberron, but she still is just like there's no, it's still just like needle in a haystack. You're gonna go to a country in which you'll have no access, like you'll not have functioning magic, and you're looking for something that you only have known how to find using magic previously.
Yeah, so you're going into this like battlefield. As I sent the map there, I've sent the link in the Twitch stream. So you can see in the middle there's that Morn land. That entire area that is that battlefield, like the Western Front. In that land, nothing will grow. There is an eternal mist, and magic is shifty. So it's not like it's always one thing. It's like different, like magic at this point moves like weather. So you'll have like periods of more magic or periods of weaker magic, or something weird will happen. It just is kind of in a turmoil. It's not stationary or set. So there's lots of variations. Where you are heading is this mountain known as Mount Iron Rot. Mount Iron Rot is this one peak in a small chain of mountains, and there is a large ravine or valley with a river that runs through. This is like it's like space shifts. It's a few miles square or so, and anywhere in this area around Mount Iron Rot, magic scrying or magic location doesn't really work.
So how did we learn about, like, my understanding is that we're going from looking at something that's the size of like a country in Europe to looking at a mountain. Where did we get the information that we're going to go to a mountain and it's ravine?
So it went kind of backwards. So once you touch anyone who touches a piece of the rod gets a vision of where the next rod is. So when touching the rod that you just received from the Astral Sea, there is a vision of this desolate warscape. From that vision, you're able to tell the wizards, who were able to identify the multiversal plane that vision is from. So it'd be like, I have a vision of this battlefield. Oh, you're talking about the Western Front in World War II. Now the Western Front's huge. It goes from all the North France all the way south, right to the like. So it's a big area. But then the vision of holding that piece of the staff, it directs you to this specific mountain chain, this one specific mountain you identified as Mount Iron Rot.
Did we learn about that? Did like Arlie just learn about that, or did that come up in Elric's chat with Wyhan? When did we learn that?
It came out roughly in the earlier chat. This is the first time I'm telling you the name of the mountain. So that just came up now. So what Arlie's done is she's able to say, like, it's not just some random place. It's like the shadow of Mount Ironrot. It is this specific mountain. I can point to it here on the map, not just anywhere in Mornland, this place.
Okay. Because I was about to be like, Arlie's going to be like, this is a terrible idea. It will take us, like, she was going to be like, geographically, how long would it take to do a grid marching track across pattern for an entire country?
Exactly.
Seems
way
like
too long. And
we don't have enough haste spells.
You definitely don't. And so that's where, and also you just don't have enough food because there's nothing that grows there.
Right.
That's where Wyhan said, if you can find a magical artifact with enough active power, you could use that as a sort of, using Aelric's word, like a radio tower, to augment your search, your magical search, and let you get more accurate in locating the final, or this rod piece. So right now you don't know. It's somewhere in the vicinity of Mount Ironrot. That's still a huge area. It's like, square miles. But if you were to find some sort of a powerful magical artifact and you could Thad would know how to combine that or use it to power the rod in some way, then the rod would be able to point you much more accurately towards the next section you're searching for. So
Okay,
it
so we
seems,
don't
yeah.
even necessarily have to go find that magical item in Eberron. Like we could find that in Kryn. Like it's like a side quest.
You need a magical item from this land is the only problem. Like from this world. So it could be outside of the Mornland. You could get it from another, kingdom potentially. But if you're just wanting to stay in a very contained space, it would be like seeing if you can find something in this area around Ironrot. But yes, technically that magical object could be found anywhere in the continent of Corvair.
Okay, so then would it make sense for Arlie to have been researching the various magical items of?
Yeah. Give me a D4 roll as you're searching for magical
maybe
items.
we will go rob some royal people of their magical. I don't know.
Yeah, I think the biggest revelation, Arlie, from all this research is that.
Sorry, that was just a straight D20.
Oh, it's a D4. Yeah, just give me a D4.
What was I? Sorry, D4. Okay.
Okay. With a 3, I can't give you a specific answer, but there certainly is a lot of there were magical power sources used for a lot of these war machines. So it's.
I think it stands to reason that given that this is a battlefield and that the battle was fought magically, and that there were lots of sort of automata that are also magically animated, we can probably find some kind of like wreckage of a magical weapon or one of these magical warforged that were soldiery in this fight.
Okay, so we don't need it doesn't need to be like a lore legend, like a I don't know what the words for that are, it doesn't need to be like one of the 7 rings of power. It doesn't need to be
I don't think so.
Like it could just literally be like we have magical items.
Yeah, if I were to use like a modern comparison, it would be kind of like you show up in like a ship graveyard and it's like we need to connect ourselves to a reactor core or something. So it's like there are reactor cores all over the world. Lots of them are in there's a lot of reactors that are in warships and stuff. But there's also, if you went into civilian areas, you could probably find some magical stuff in civilian areas. As you've done your research and expanded your research into this continent of Corvair, you've discovered that this isn't a land that is only dead. That is one country-sized dead zone. But there are kingdoms and countries outside of it that are actively doing their thing. Going.
Yeah, so there's probably there's probably people that
Sure.
have figured out ways to get across it, and people that sell provisions are look at all of the provisions we're selling for you to make the dangerous trek from X to Z. Probably.
Yeah, I'd say, Arlie, in your research, you see a world that is best described as kind of the ideal outcome of what the Knights of Solamnia want to do in your world. If they were to continue advancing for the next few hundred years, they would probably get to a land that looks similar to how you read this kingdom of Corvair as being described. It's very much like the kind of steampunky the Korra series of Avatar: The Last Airbender, where it's this there's kind of trains and there's kind of cars and there's airships and stuff, but they're all magical a little bit. But it is this kind of pre-industrial, early industrial technology, fantasy, steampunky kind of thing.
So when you say that the Knights of Solamnia would want that, that's because why would they want that?
They're not big
which part
fans
of that?
on the Knights of Solamnia are not really big fans on arcane magic Unbound. That's why they like the tower controlling it. They're also big fans of mechanical systems and bureaucracy. So basically moving out of the medieval fantasy world and into the steampunky early urban fantasy world. Yep.
Boy,
Yeah.
If I may, as a descriptor, is because you would have had general knowledge and sort of learned the vibe. If there's fantasy that's like high fantasy, you know, where the top end is like this incredibly crazy magic, but it's not everywhere, right? Like only very few people have access to these insane abilities. This is wide magic. The top end of this world doesn't have like that crazy powerful wizardry going on, but it's everywhere and ubiquitous in society. Like people will have jobs that they learned the cantrip light, and their whole job is just making sure that all the lamps in a city like still function. So it can be like magic punky in parts, but it can also be pastoral. You would have read about a country that uses sort of necromancy, has kind of no taboo towards it, and like will farm their fields with zombie labor as like a way to, even though some other countries is a taboo, so that's a whole. So it's think of it more as like wide but low magic with like a couple universities, but they can build all these crazy machines with magic too. That's like the vibe of this whole world.
Yeah. So I'd say certainly, I would say the balance in Arlie's mind that I'll give you, like as a DM, is that if you were to try to go in directly to Mount Ironrot, there's a chance that there will be still some sort of an active magical source that you could use. If you were to try to find a magical source outside of the Mournland, it might be easier to source it, but you'd be dealing with like kingdoms and bureaucracy and people who start asking questions like, who are you and why are you here, and all of the political potential hangups that may or may not happen. So both sides have a risk in terms of if you want to try to find a magical item in this like civilization, or if you want to find it in the battle, like the dead battlefield.
Okay. I read about Eberron in the Dragon magazine in the early 2000s.
There you go. Yeah. It's been, what was that?
Anyway.
I remember a test. Incredible. So what is it that she does after she gets all of her Arlie gets all of her stuff together, having done all this research and pulling together her own kind of personal notebook?
Mostly I'm just concerned. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding that we are barking up the right tree in terms of understanding the parameters of the mission. It's not to go and get a magic item from somewhere else. It is to go and find magical things in this place. And
yeah.
It is to make a decision about whether or not to. I mean, I don't even know if we can decide where we teleport in or not, or if the books just kind of decide it for us. So I don't know. There might be much less agency in approaching it than I don't know how much agency we have.
It's a role-playing game. You have unlimited agency as long as it's in the book. Okay.
Well, I just mean we've teleported before, so like Arlie would know if we can choose things. I would assume, or if we can't.
The books that you took will bring you as close as possible, so it'll be like the optimal teleportation locations. But you could do extra work because you have some high-level wizards if you're wanting to try to access different locations. Long story short, the book will take you the fastest, most direct way. If you're looking to like do a kind of unique workaround, totally possible, but it would probably take more time.
Okay.
Awesome. And as
I don't know what she's doing. She's just got her notes.
Just pouring over. I think Arlie's pouring over text, writing everything she can. Make a note of that. Make a note of that. Oh, and that's how they say this in this language. Oh, this could be useful. I feel like Arlie's going to need to be pulled away at the last moment to be like, okay, put on your shoes, get your cloak. We're going out the door. It sounds like that's kind of where Arlie's. Yeah,
it's giving very like Hermione in the last book when she's like making stacks of like which books she thinks is going to be useful, but is basically just bringing all of her books.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. Yeah, that's Arlie. Just like anytime anyone walks past the library, there's just more stacks of books, and there's like more unseen servants carrying them, and all of a sudden there's like 2 pens writing at the same time in the notebook. I love it. This is great. Aelric, you have some, I believe, weapons and armor that were affected by the ooze, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't have any armor, but I do have weapons.
You did have weapons.
Yeah. I still haven't recovered my plate armor's back on the ship.
Okay, right. Yeah. Is that something you want to collect?
I have clothing, but you know, I don't have anything else. No, I don't think he's there yet.
Cool.
Yeah, that was a good question. I don't think he's ready to get back in the turtle shell yet.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
It.
So he's just gonna let it. He probably needs to figure out how to get his clothes fixed because he definitely jumped into the ooze, which of course was taking acid damage. I don't know how to rectify a magic weapon getting damaged by this stuff. I don't know what you would require me to do on that. You said we could handle it here, but I don't know what that handling entails, or if I'm even able to do it. I mean, I've got I've metalworking and armory and all that, but I don't have anything with magical juju.
So I will say, for pace, I will just say mechanically, you can attempt to repair these magical items, any of the magical items that have been damaged by the ooze. You'll make 1 roll per item, and you can only make 1 roll at a time because it'll take per long rest.
Yeah.
What you can do is
it was only Shatter Spark. That's the only thing that I used. I didn't even draw the other weapon.
So
I already done damage on it once.
So using your skills as a non-magic caster, I will say that you would roll your smithing skill check at disadvantage, DC 15, or you could give it to one of the wizards to do it straight roll, DC 20.
Holy shit. Okay. Other than the detriment of the -1, is the actual magic broken?
Nope.
Does it still? Okay. Is it one of those one and done things? I can only try to do it one time?
You can do it once, and then you'd have to take a long rest.
Yeah. Okay.
So like, it's not you can keep trying in the future, but you wouldn't be able to do it before like heading out if you're trying to head out.
Okay. So I add my proficiency bonus to this. Is that right?
Yeah.
Or no? Yeah, I do. Okay. Okay. It's actually not on my sheet. That part is not on my, unless I'm looking in the wrong place. Under spells. Where else would it be?
Oh, it's like a skill.
Not under my.
So it's a tool, I think. So it's
other features and special features, and would it be on the first page?
It's supposed to be on the first page because it's supposed to be under.
Yeah.
So I think it says jeweler's tools is what it says.
Yeah, but there's two. So there's 2 missing then, or at least 1 missing, right? Because yeah. So you want me just?
It would be the same bonus as your jeweler's tools.
Okay, so I'll just roll that at disadvantage. Okay.
Cool. And roll that disadvantage, DC 15.
16 with the disadvantage.
There you go. I'll say, Dionysus, I think you come upon the only person who's not like actively packing a bag or reading a book is the Dragonborn. And I think there's been a little change since you last saw him. I'm not quite sure, but I believe you didn't see him when he had full wings, which he now...
I think the last time I saw you, you had itty bitty baby wings.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
They're still growing.
But I don't remember If I was Dionysus then, but I can't remember.
Yeah, still I think they're still growing. But yeah, so he now has full grown reptilian dragon wings, the same iridescent blue as his scales, and you see him working in a corner of the workshop there, smithing to try to repair his magical sword, which he succeeds at. Dionysus, do you help him in any way? As this is more just to give like a description to the successful role, which he will succeed regardless of whether you do anything.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I understand that.
If you want to homebrew an assistant, or in terms of like what it looks like, or if she just watches him succeed.
I think I think I totally would come in. The only thing is I think I would immediately go, ooh, and I would immediately try to like touch your wings. And I would just be like, these are new.
Interesting. Yeah. Elric is fine with it. It's Elric is fine with it. Yeah, I should say this is Elric's influence, but he's fine with it.
Nice.
Okay, and then I think what I would just do is I would kind of walk over and see what you're doing, and I think I would just like plop down and be like, mind me. And I don't know if it's just the like having an audience so you don't want to like fuck it up in public, or
Right.
if maybe I'm throwing a little like razzle dazzle into the flames to make it just like
Sure.
that much easier for you to wield, but I'm just gonna watch.
I love
Yeah,
it.
well, he's struggling for sure because he's doing something that he's not quite skilled at, particularly with the magic entranced in there. And so when you first touch the wings and you come around, you touch the wings and all that happens, and you say, "What did you say? Howdy?" You didn't say
I
howdy.
said, ooh, these are new.
Oh, these are new.
Howdy.
Right. Yeah. And Elric says, "There are many things that are new."
Hmm.
So there's
We have a contender with the little one.
so there is
And then I think what I might do is I don't, because you're working away on your armor.
on his sword.
On my
You're
on a
like-
sword. On a sword. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm literally working on my sword. Yeah.
I honestly think that I would probably get out like, I don't know what I can't remember what I have, if it's like a little flute or a lyre or something, but I think I would try to drop like a sick beat to go with the like rhythm of you working on the like
I love it.
on the sword.
That's awesome. Yeah, the hammer, like all of a sudden the hammer has a nice little rhythm to that. What if I just had a little turns into
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
little lo-fi jam session going, like this is
Yeah.
hashtag lo-fi when you're doing some smithing. You want to turn
Fantastic.
on that live stream. I think we've all experienced when you want to do something and physicists tell us this happens on a minute level, but I think we've all experienced it on our scale. When you want to do something and someone starts watching you, and all of a sudden that thing you normally can do becomes impossibly hard. And like everything that can go wrong goes wrong. With Dionysus choosing to sit down and watch you, it's the exact opposite. Her attention and consideration is not judging, or at least not in a negative or challenging way. She's there supportive and providing this positive, reinforcing confidence that just gives you the strength of will and precision to say, no, I know what I'm doing. And it's not about proving it to her, but it's about being like, she believes in me, I believe in me. And
Okay.
I think with that little aid, with witness in full witness of the god of partying and grapes, Dionysus witnesses this thing that among other things, this might be a weapon of war, but right now this is just some work that has to be done, and you can respect some work, especially when there's a sick beat and you have a little fun with it.
Sure.
Incredible.
Literally the most interesting thing that I've seen since I've gotten here too. I'm
Yeah.
locked in. I'm here
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I love this.
And after it's done, Elric looks and says, "I didn't understand you before. I think I do now."
Well, that makes one of us.
Awesome.
Good. Good.
Incredible. Little library cat does little figure eights around your legs, Dionysus, and then continues on to Aelric's to larger figure eights around his larger ankles. The two of you, I think we get like the new camera angle, doing reverse shot. We go to the side shot profile, Y-hand in the back, in between the two of you, hands in her sleeves. Well, that makes all of us, I suppose. Are you going somewhere important at any pace, or should we just cook dinner for all of us?
I think that sounds perfect.
Oh. Well. Dinner
You
for...
might check with the rest of the party then. Because I think we're all getting ready to go.
Oh. Wouldn't I be lucky? She walks off and goes to find the rest of the party. Thad, Harold, Wyhan pops by. Are we waiting another day, or are you heading out?
Come with us? Are you planning on coming with us?
Oh, no.
Okay, well then let's make sure we have enough water before we go to the country-sized battlefield where we can't drink any food and water.
Right. Well, I'm going to have dinner. Should I make you all up plates?
Yes, that'd be fantastic. Thank you. Why do I taste alcohol in the back of my throat?
Amazing. Wyhan reluctantly cooks dinner for everyone, or orders some unseen servants to do it for her. And so we end up seated around quite a large table. No legs, just a floating board with tablecloth. And everyone pulled up, having a nice plate in front of them. As they open I forget the name of that little thing that you put over your plate. There's like a special name for it. Fancy word for thing.
The like
Cloche.
home thing, the like
Cloche.
be our guest kind
Exactly.
of vibe.
A cloche.
A cloche. It wants a
A
cloche.
cloche or a cloche?
The second one.
I didn't know that.
You open it all and you find exactly what you're
I
hoping
don't know
for.
why I do.
Okay, I can't. I'm gonna run out of wordplay on cloche. I've already done it. Amazing. Over dinner, there's a chance for Arlie to describe what she has discovered this day of research. She relays to you the nature of the battlefield being a small part of the continent. Yada yada yada. Is there anything else Arlie would like to relay or ask at the dinner with everyone?
I can't think of anything. I think like how hazardous like that dead god that we teleported into. You know, we couldn't breathe in there, but it was kind of like it was like a heist. It was like an in and out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, over a month. I'm kidding. Over like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Job. And so like, is the Mournlands like it's inhospitable? No food goes there, but we can like breathe the air, right?
Seems like the air will be fine. It seems like there is.
Why can't I hear anything?
Oh, did it my?
No, it's
No, my
Coy. He's got a
microphone.
mic problem
I'm
tonight.
having a mic thing tonight.
Oh.
I think that's working. Yeah. I'm back.
It reminds me of like an old phone, like the way the phones used to talk.
Yeah, no,
Like,
he's
if one person was talking when the other person is talking, it would like cut the other person out, and you just wouldn't be able to hear them.
like very fine.
Yeah, now you're fine.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, this is so crazy. What was the okay? The air is good, clean. The distance between locations seems to shift, so distances can going to somewhere will not be the same amount of time it takes to return from wherever. There seems to be a constant mist that shrouds the ground. Mechanically, that means that you are always in a lightly obscured condition when outside, and that there is no potable water or anything growing that you could eat, so you'd have to bring your own food. But it seems like the mechanics of this journey to Eberron are thus. You will arrive in the valley at the base of Mount Ironrot. You will need to find an active magical artifact, something that still has power, that is strong enough. Once you find that, you'll be able to connect it with the rod piece you have. That will turn the rod piece into a much more accurate waypointer, or like a metal detector. Then you follow that to the final, to the piece. So it's like a bit of a, like, arrive at the place, find the magical object, make the location device, and then go and actually locate the rod, and then get out.
Okay, but then I think Arlie's just trying to figure out who to talk to about, like, and can we bring one of these? Just gesturing to, like, a ham. Be like, and can we bring, and how many different types of pies can we fit? Did we find a bag of holding, Thad?
No.
So we'll have to manually carry our own pies, right?
Yes.
Factor in. Dionysus, no, I'm kidding. How many pies? Anyway, that's what Arlie is on about.
I mean, I can make a little forest, but you know, who's counting?
Can you make food and water?
I've done it for you before. Oh, you were really drunk. Sorry.
I was very drunk and blacked right out.
I mean, just thinks I'm all about the party, but I also love a good harvest. I don't have much else going on. I suppose I could come. Can I bring the cat?
Meow.
It's really up to LC, but
Oh.
so just, but you can put, I'm sure, an invitation. I mean, he's talking now, so that's that's fun.
Me? Meow.
I have a staring contest with the cat. Just
Meow.
So yeah, so
He's
essentially,
coming.
like the. Oh,
Meow.
good.
Meow.
look at that face. He's not saying no. He's so excited.
Am I supposed to come with you to this godforsaken death trap land?
Exactly.
Oh.
It'll be great.
Must I?
I think I'm gonna try and like ply him with like bits of like chicken off my plate.
Oh, I like this. See
if I can't find you a pond to catch a little trout.
Yeah, in the way that magical animals can talk without really talking, as he's like shoving the piece of chicken in his mouth, he's like, well, if there's more of this, I'm fully on board. Let's do it. We're going to the war-torn land of good food. I'm in. Count me meow in.
So maybe Arlie will just ask.
I was just gonna say, throughout the whole dinner, I am just peppering everybody with questions like, where are we going? Why are we going there? Who are we trying to find? What happened to the bird guy?
I think we deserve, before we end tonight, a moment of stillness as like the cutlery stops and there's a little bit of a actual like stop in the conversation as Dionysus asks the question, what happened to the bird guy?
It's like goblet in hand, like touchy subject.
Amazing.
Awkward.
Yeah, like that.
Like I've got like mid chicken, mid hand to the cat. Yeah, it's just like.
And Aelric basically, he'll, without looking up too
The
much.
day after the party,
Go on then.
after you left the Legion, the Dragon Queen found our position. Bubo was taken by her. He's fine. He's doing his own thing now.
Bulls always were really solitary, weren't they?
Mm.
You all miss him.
Yeah.
He was pretty badass.
I had to learn to be a warcaster because we're down a tank. So yes.
But we're up one cat. Meow.
Look at the cat and I'm like, quiet you. Chicken.
Elric tries to break the conversation tension by saying, "So we won't have far to go when we land, or arrive, or appear, or however this is going to work. Does anyone know?"
Everyone looks around. There is an empty space at the table that seems to be moving cutlery. Dr. Merlin Brown's still in greater invisibility. Wyhan puts her cutlery down. Mordenkainen took the liberty of examining some of the books that you returned from your magical realm of root library place that you were. What we can say is that it seems like, luckily, they will take you fairly close to where you need to be. Although the issues with the magic around Mount Ironrot means exactly how close you are is unclear. I will miss you all so much. Good evening. And she pushes her chair back, stands up, and puts her napkin down on the table. Of course, be happy to start up the portal whenever it is you need. Good night. And she returns to her room. Slowly, one by one, the other wizards stand up and leave. Virgil also is at the table. Hasn't left. Doesn't have the magical ability to open a portal and leave themselves, and the wizards were quite tired last time. One by one, they all leave you until it's just the party members and the cat eating off of the empty plates left by the wizards, just walking on top of the table.
So, should we leave first thing in the morning?
It won't guarantee we arrive in the morning, but sure. Unless you would like to go now. Full. Stomach is full. Bellies are full. Thirst is quenched.
Elric's searching for a thesaurus.
I mean, I'm cool with anything. I also think
Harold?
that, are we out of bedrooms as well?
Out of bedrooms? We have the same
Yeah.
rooms.
Oh God, now don't we all have our own rooms?
I
The
would
Sigil
think a god
Sanctum
could
seems
find
to
Well,
that.
I
have
don't
enough
sleep.
rooms.
I don't know what you guys do.
Oh.
I don't really sleep.
We should sleep. I need to
All
sleep.
right. You need to sleep. Very well. All right. In the morning then, Thad. Harold. Harley. Dionysus.
Oh,
Elric gets up and starts
and goes to his bed.
heading to his room.
Amazing. Leaving Arlie, Thad, Harold, and Dionysus and the library cat.
Dionysus.
Yeah.
Who else is still at the dinner table?
Thad, Arlie, yourself, Dionysus, and the library cat.
Was it like a rule that nobody has fun here?
Treat for yourself. I'm actually having a lovely time. Dessert end of the table. And Arlie is just like putting things in a bag and eating desserts.
Amazing. I'm actually loving that. Like, oh, nice.
Harold rises from his seat and turns to Dionysus and says, I was worried about you.
Me?
I'm glad you're all right.
I'm sure you say that to all the gods.
Just the ones who make a big impression.
Good night, Pipsqueak. I'm going to wander off into the library, but I do have a plan for the library.
Amazing. Awesome. That's
wow,
gonna leave.
the vibe is vibing.
I love it. We're gonna
Bring the vibes.
Yeah, we're gonna finish tonight off as we're gonna leave our camera lingering at the table tonight. So Dionysus has left, Aelric has left, the wizards have left, Harold, Arlie, Thaddeus, and the library cat remain.
I don't feel very good about this one.
Did you hear the part where there's not going to be any food? You are stocking. That's why. Anyways, I'm just going to enjoy. We might be eating dust for a minute.
Careful with her. The last time she joined us, she seemed very troubled.
She's the god of trouble, isn't she?
I suppose. Abandoning the Legion constructs and leaving me to hide it before rejoining the... We'll see. It's not that I think she's unreliable.
Well,
And I'm not sure. What a very small room this is. Good night.
Leaving Arlie
And Harold
and
leaves.
Thaddeus as the herald walks away to bed, and the library cat. The two of you on opposite sides of the table. Why not?
Or just eating until she's full, and then she'll roll herself into a.
I take like the flagon of wine or whatever is the alcoholic beverage, and I like refill all the way up to the top, and then I like kind of look in the direction that the god went in, and then I just gulp the whole thing down, and then I get up and I go back to my or like get up to go back to my room.
Amazing. Leaving Arlie and the library cat. As the library cat's just sitting there looking at you and eventually just starts eating next to you, standing on the table, you shoving food, library cat just facing a little bowl of cream, coming up, little mustache. And that's where we're going to fade to black for tonight on this quiet evening before a very, and interestingly, everyone knows where they're going. This is kind of the softest, lowest stakes moment from waking to sleep that any of the party have had in countless nights, knowing they're about to go to a horrific place and trying desperately to pretend they're allowed a moment of normality before that. And with that, we're going to finish our session tonight. Thank you so much for everyone for joining. Gabriel Lilly, thanks for coming back. We're looking forward to 3 more sessions with you. Claire Hogan, Sam Gilroy, Sean Boyd, Michael Keane. It's been awesome. Thank you so much. My name's Coy. Stuff that I'm supposed to say at the end of the night. Follow us, subscribe on Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. And of course, last but not least, keep rolling those dice.
Dice!
In Candlewick Manor, born to nobility, Ollie danced through life with frivolity. Parties and balls, a life so grand. Little did she know what fate had planned. Ollie, the wandering Candlewick, chosen by Sybil in her destinies down the street from towers of paper to the open road, a reluctant cleric with powers bestowed.